Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Bharat One's channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Yavanas, Indo-Greek dynasty, 200 BC to 10 CE. Capitals Takshila and Sakal, Sialkot. After the death of Emperor Ashoka, the Mauryan Empire was ruled by weak rulers, and eventually the empire broke into many independent kingdoms. Shunga, Kanva, Shatavahana, and Cheti were the major Indian dynasties emerged from Mauryan territories. Yavanas, Sakas, Pahallavas, and Kushans were foreign dynasties which occupied the territories of Mauryan Empire and ruled Indian land for some years. Seleucus Nicator, the successor of Alexander, invaded northwestern India and was defeated and pushed back to Central Asia by the then Mauryan Emperor Chandragupta Maurya. Seleucus and his successors ruled Central Asia region. The region was called the Seleucid Empire. The empire was administered with the help of viceroys appointed by the ruler. During the reign of Antiochus II, grandson of Seleucus, revolt broke in Bactria and Parthia. Both territories declared independence, and Diodocus I and Arcesilus established their kingdoms respectively. Diodotus I was succeeded by his son Diodotus II, and he was defeated by commander Euthydemus I, who established a new family of rulers in Bactria. In 222 BC, Antiochus III, great grandson of Seleucus, became ruler of Seleucid Empire and wanted to reoccupy the regions lost during his predecessor's time and attacked Bactria and Parthia. Euthydemus fought many battles with Antiochus III, which were indecisive. The clash between the two dynasties ended by a matrimonial alliance formed between them. Demetrius I, the son of Euthydemus, married Antiochus III's daughter. The successors of Euthydemus ruled the Greco-Bactrian region, with Takshila being the capital. After the occupation of Indian territories, they converted to Buddhism and accepted Indian culture. They were called Yavanas in Sanskrit, and British historians named them as Indo-Greeks because of their Hellenic origin. Demetrius I, 200 BC to 180 BC. He was the first Greco-Bactrian ruler who invaded India and was a founder of Greek ruling dynasty in India. Since his kingdom was regularly attacked by the tribes of Central Asia, he invaded India, taking the advantage of weak late Mauryan rulers. He won the region of Sakal in 183 BC and intended to proceed further, but was stopped by Pushyamitra Shunga of Shunga Empire. Euthydemus II, 180 BC. He was the first son of Demetrius I, and he died shortly after the accession. Pantaleon, 180 BC, and Agathocles, 180 BC. Both were younger brothers of Demetrius I and ruled jointly for a very short period. Pantaleon was the first Greek king to issue coins in India. Apollodotus, 180 BC to 160 BC. He was the chief commander of Agathocles, and he occupied Punjab and ruled independently, revolting against the royal family. He ruled only Indian part of the kingdom. Demetrius II, or Antimachus, 180 BC to 165 BC. He was the son of Demetrius I, succeeded his uncles at Takshila by reoccupying the territories fighting Apollodontus. He was also called Antimachus I. Antimachus II, 165 BC to 160 BC. He was the son and successor of Demetrius II. Menander I, or Milinda, 160 BC to 130 BC. He was the son of Antimachus II. He was initially a ruler of Bactria as his predecessors. He conquered Punjab region, defeating Apollodotus, and unified Greco-Bactrian kingdom. His kingdom extended from Kabul to Ravi River Valley. he shifted the capital of the kingdom from Takshila to Sakala, which was safer and far from the Seleucid Empire. He conquered Mathura, and Mitra rulers accepted Menander's suzerainty. According to some records, he proceeded till Pataliputra and was repulsed back by a combined army of Shungas and Kalingas. Menander I issued gold coins in circulation, by which he became the first king to introduce gold coins in India. Later Greeks introduced gold, silver, copper and nickel coins, which had Greek legends, deities like Zeus, Apollo, Athena and other on them. Menander met a Buddhist monk Nagasena of Kashmir in his court. He questioned the monk about the Buddhist religion and was convinced by the monk and accepted Buddhism. He was called Milinda in Pali language. The conversation between the two is mentioned in a literary work named Milinda Panha, which was originally written in Sanskrit and only the Pali version is available now. Milinda adopted the life of Buddhist monk and handed over the state affairs to his son. He died in 130 BC. He was cremated according to Buddhist tradition, and ashes were kept in stupas across the empire constructed over them. Agathoclea 130 BC to 125 BC. She was the wife of Menander I and ruled as a regent for her son Strato I. During this period, Xilos I, a viceroy, declared independence and carved out a new kingdom for himself in the western part of the empire. Strato I, 125 BC to 110 BC. He was the son and successor of Menander I. The decline of the dynasty started from his reign. There were many small kingdoms during his reign broken away from the kingdom. The successors of Strato I were weak and the dynasty lost many territories to enemies. The viceroys declared independence, by which the rule of Evanas came to an end in 10 CE. The important events in the weak successors' time were: during the reign of Philoxenus 100 BC to 95 BC, the other branch of Indo-Greek parted by Xilos I was united with the kingdom. Artemidorus 90 BC to 85 BC and Menander II 90 BC to 85 BC. They ruled different parts of the kingdom. Dionysius Soter 65 BC to 55 BC. Mathura was annexed by ending the rule of Mitra dynasty, a vassal of Yavanas. Strato III 10 BC to 10 CE. The Saka ruler Rajuvula killed Strato III. The rule of Evanas ended and their kingdom was annexed to Sakas or Indo-Scythians. Thus ended the history of Evanas in India. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to Bharat Vanch channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.